Bang, bang, we in there? I think we in there. Alright, classes in session, bitches. Welcome back. If you don't know me, I'm Auto. Just a kid. Just want to show you how to get your money right. Okay? So, 2020, first video of the year. Let's do a little recap. Let's do a little recap on what we learned. So, first thing that we learned, and I'm gonna set this up for y'all. First thing that we learned is, oh snap, you got income. You know what? Matter of fact, switch the pen style real quick. Hold on. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. So, this is how you were spending your money. This is exactly how you spend your money, or how you were before you got here. So, traditionally, what you would do, take your paycheck and use your paycheck to pay your bills, and then whatever you had left over was your cash flow, right? So let's explain why that doesn't work. When you take your money to pay the bills, what happened to that money? The first thing that happened to that money was you never are ever going to get it back. I have never personally paid a bill and been able to get the money back, and I'm sure you haven't been able to do that either. So let's write that down. You will never get your money back. Okay? Never. You will never get it back. Number two, when you took your money and you paid that bill, not only do you never get your money back, but you gave up what that money could have earned in interest. So you will never earn interest on your money. In the finance world, that would be known as opportunity cost. So whatever you give up in efforts to get something else is your opportunity cost. So if we never gonna get our money back and we never gonna earn interest, why would we spend money that way? Why would we spend money that way? That's not a good way to do it, right? So let's propose something new. 2019, we learned a new idea. To illustrate this, it'll look something like this. So prior, taking our money, paying our bills, whatever we had left was cash flow. What we learned in 2019 was we could take our money, park it in our crypto bank, and then pay the bills with the crypto bank money. Now, why would we do that? Well, because when we take this money to pay those bills, we now get the opportunity to get that money back. So the first thing, we can get the money back. Matter of fact, let me jazz this up. We can get the money back. We can recapture that. Alright? And then second, because we parked that money in here, we get the opportunity to do what? We can earn interest. So every year that we leave that money in here, that money is going to earn interest, which would then do what? We would have more money to pay bills at the end of the year than we would have at the beginning of the year. So to split the ideas, traditionally, if you took your money, paid your bills, you're screwed. If you took your money, put in your crypto bank, paid your bills, you winning. All right. And 2020 it's going to all be about winning. It's going to all be about winning, because when you think about it, a lot of your money is just going out of your pocket and it's never flowing back in. We need a way to take our money and flow it back into our lives. We don't want to lose that money forever, because you're really worth a lot more than what you think you are. Think about all the bills you've paid throughout your life, including your debt and your various other expenses, your rent, if you're renting, your mortgage, all that shit. Think about how much money you've spent. All that money should be yours, or you at least should have the right to reclaim that money. If you were to calculate all your expenses, put it all together throughout the year, and added that to you, how much would you be worth? You'd be worth a lot more than what you are now. Right? No telling if you had calculated the money that you had spent throughout your entire life that you were able to get back, you would be worth way more. So in 2020, we want to focus on leveraging. I'm gonna call it lever, because I forgot how to spell that. I'm gonna call it lever. Let me sip this real quick. Hold on, y'all. We want to leverage our money. Why do we want to leverage our money? Because if we can leverage our money, one, we can get it back, but two, we get the opportunity to create cash flow on that money. We can increase our cash flow just by leveraging our own money. And that's a beautiful situation. That's really what crypto banking is all about. That's really what it's all about, taking our own money, creating the cash flow with it. So to illustrate how that would look, let's say, because I got a student, right? College kid. These aren't his exact numbers, but they look something like this. I just want to write this down to help illustrate the point. Let's see what. It was like 19 grand, something like that. Yeah, cash flow of 300, because remember, income minus expenses equals cash flow, right? So we had an auto loan. The kid had an auto loan. He owed about 19 grand on it. But he had stored away. He had stored away 3 grand. So he was taking all his cash flow over 10 months or so. And he stored 3 grand, which is great. The problem with that was that 3 grand was not growing for him. I think he had it in some savings account that was giving him nothing off of it. I told him, hey, take that shit out of there. Let's put it in a crypto bank and let's start paying down this debt so we can increase our cash flow. He only had one day. He had no credit cards, no shit like that. But he had an auto loan that was eating his money. I think the payment was like $420 something. It was crazy. They got him by the balls. So what we did was we put his money in his crypto bank. His crypto bank gave him about it was giving him 8% on his money every year, and the cost to borrow the money was about 11.9%. So I'll illustrate it like that. So gaining 8% on the money, 11.9% to pay the bank back. The interest cost to pay the bank back. Again, these are all calculated simple. These are simple interests. So if you know anything about the way interest is calculated, I'm not going to really get into that in this video, but to briefly explain, a lot of debt, personal loan, auto loan, mortgage, shit like that, it's amortized, meaning it's a fixed payment, and the amount of interest you pay at the beginning of the loan is going to be its highest, and then it gradually goes down over each monthly payment. So now that he has a crypto bank, now that he has a little bank with $3,000 in it, his bank gave him access to a cash value amount. Cash value being how much you can borrow from your own money and have the ability to pay back. They gave him 90% of his money, which came to about $2,700. So we got $2,700 of cash value to work with. So this is what we did. We took that $2,700, times it by 0.66, so we don't over leverage ourselves. We don't want to create debt while paying down debt. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to do that. So we set the rule at 0.66. That gave us 1782 roughly. I want to say. My math could be a little. That's good right there. Roughly 1782, and then we took that 1782 and we chucked it at that 19 grand. So let me pull out my calc. What my calc? It's probably somebody in the comments like, you dumbass, I could do that in my sleep. Well, you make the video then. You make the video. I do this my way. So that'll bring it 1728. It'll be roughly, I'm gonna do that. That's ugly as hell, but I drew that to basically represent that roughly, right? Because a little bit of that is going to go to interest, but the majority of that payment will go down towards the principal and paying down the balance, which is an awesome thing. Because with that move alone, we saved easily over $1,000. Easily saved over $1,000 interest. Okay, so with that move, now we created the debt for the 1782, and how would we pay that? Get away. How are we going to pay that down? Well, it's very simple. Because it's a revolving line, because your crypto bank becomes your revolving line, what you can do is, if you remember, he gets paid $1,200 every month, so that'll bring our balance down to 17. That would bring our balance down to 582, and he can take out whatever he needs for expenses. So paying down $1,200, adding $900, that'll bring our balance to roughly $1,482, and now this will be the amount of interest he was paying on. So at the beginning of the month, he was paying that 11.9% on the 1782. By the end of the month, he'll be paying 1482 times 11.9 over the year in interest costs. So let's calculate how much he would be paying at the beginning and how much he'd be paying by the end. Mind you, these numbers are going to be the max amount of money that he would pay over the month, because again, he's not taking all of his money out and putting all of his money in at one point in time. He might put $300 in at one point and only take out like $100 for his expenses. So that balance is going to fluctuate periodically throughout the month based on what you need to put in and what you need to take out. So on 1782, we're going to do times 0.119. That'd be 212. And let's divide that by 365 days. So 58 cents per day he'll pay in interest on the 1782 for the 1482 times 0.119. He'll be paying 48 cents per day. Now, if he's only paying at a max of 58 cents a day, is he losing money still? Well, if you recall in our example, he saved over $1,000 worth of interest in a year, and at roughly $200 for the whole year, if he left it out for the whole year, he's paying roughly $200 in interest. It would take him 5 years of not paying it to even equal the amount that we saved once we made that chunk payment. So he's already winning. But because he's crypto banking, it's going to get even better, because remember, his crypto bank is paying him 8% over the year. It's paying them 8% over the year, and it's paying them 8% on 3,000. So now we have to calculate how much are we going to gain to make sure we don't pay no interest costs, right? So to get that, we take our $3,000 times 0.08 over the year. That's going to be roughly $240. 240 divided by the 365. He would be making 65 cents per day. So 65 cents per day minus his interest cost of 58 cents. So he's making 7 cents per day paying down his debt. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but consider that we saved over 1,000. Considering that we were only paying 65 cents per day at the max, you can agree that this was a good move, right? This was an excellent move. So now the question becomes, how long is it going to take him to pay that 1782 down so he can do the same move again and increase his cash flow even further? Now, to get that amount, we only need one number, our cash flow. Because if we're taking our paycheck, parking it in the crypto bank, and then taking the 900 and using it to pay our expenses, we're really going to pay down that 1782 debt, calculated simple, by our cash flow. So every month, that's going to go down. That's going to go down by that 300. So now that we have those numbers, we got 1782 divided by 300. Let me write this out for you all. 1782 divided by 300. That's 5.94. So in roughly 6 months, less than 6 months, he will have that 1782 paid off, and he'll be able to chunk again, do the same thing, and an even bigger amount will go down towards paying the principal, because now the balance on that auto loan is lower. So we have all his numbers. He's good to go. He's happy. And the whole time that he was doing this whole move, this whole leveraging strategy, he made money. He made money. He never lost money. So we didn't violate any rule of money. We kept making money. And we paid down debt. Which does what? Increase our mother freaking cash flow, people. It's very simple. Stop doing this shit. This shit. Stop doing it. Okay? Doing that will put you in dead mode. It's going to keep you in dead mode. It's going to keep you in this rat race. And you're not going to be able to understand why. Because the money that you're not seeing is the money that they're keeping. It's really that simple. The money you're not seeing is the money that they will keep, and they will use that to hold over you for the rest of your damn life. So let's stop doing it. Let's start leveraging our money right. Let's start crypto banking, and let's create some financial freedom, folks. That's all I got for today. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you do the following. Make sure you like, you comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you hit that notification bell too. I've had some people reach out to me telling me they didn't know a new video of mine's dropped. And more than likely that's due to not having the notification bell clicked. And make sure you hit all on that thing too. Until next time, folks, I am Otto. This is Crypto Banking, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.